We finished the month of July 8-16. It was not a good month at all, and I was hoping it would be. We had, the MLB draft, the All-Star break, the trade deadline. We were a team that had been playing extremely well up to that point. Our division record, I think, was like 20-4 at one point, and that's now down to 22-10. So still really good overall, but July was just a very rough month. And here in August, we're off to a 2-3 start to the month. Really looking to turn it around, seeing as we are 12.5 games back in the American League West and a half game back in the American League Wild Card. Of course, we did make a trade to try and make this team better. I don't know how much better we will be, but JD Davis is a part of the team here, and he will get everyday playing time out in left field. I think he is having a career year. He was playing with the Mets. He was having a career year. The OPS at 771, the WAR at 3.3, which is already by far a career high. So we're hoping that we can go on a little bit of a run here. One thing I am going to mention to start this video is Sean Skinner with a 194 average, 252 slug, 546 OPS. Only because of his speed is he a .7 WAR player. We are going to be sending him down to the AAA level. Of course, he's already wasted an option when we moved him down from spring training, but he just really hasn't played that well at the big league level, and I'm going to be calling Austin Hayes back up to the big league level. I think that we sent him down maybe just to kind of clear his head a little bit, and we're going to hope that that's what he did. He's a -1 WAR player for us. The contract, he's going to be here for the next 4 years if you include the rest of this season as well. So we'll bring him back up, and maybe he can give us a little bit of a spark with a clear head. And of course, the goal is for Sean Skinner to go down here and kind of work on himself a little bit, and then maybe he can get called up with the September call up, because he does have very good base running skills that, do help this team out a lot. So we're going to get back to the simulating here. I'm going to get us through the month of August, and then we should be ready to wrap up this season in the next episode. I'll probably end up stopping the simulating probably right here at the beginning of this Houston Astros series. It's going to be one of the biggest series of the season. We could still win this division. If the Astros go cold and we go hot here the rest of August, we could still win this division for sure. So we're going to kick it off here against the Atlanta Braves. It's bottom 10 with 2 outs. Patrick Wisdom with a chance to walk it off. And you look at our offensive output is now middle of the pack. Our pitching is still pretty solid, but it's no longer, top 3 like it had been for the majority of the season. This whole month of July and now here in the start of August, we definitely have struggled to the point that we are, falling in some of these statistical categories. Patrick Wisdom, of course, was hurt for a long time, was able to come back after the All-Star break as he fouls away a 4-seam fastball that I think he would love to get back. Here's the 0-1 for German Marquez, and that's a beautiful knuckle curve. 0-2 count upcoming. Those are both strikes right there. Just a really bad swing by Wisdom as he's going to strike out to end the 10th inning. An opportunity wasted for the Angels. And I think we are in dire need of a victory here. Holy crap, we have used our entire bullpen. So I'm going to stay in here and finish this game. We're going to bring Tanner Scott on here, a 1 ERA, 36 innings of work. I mean, this guy has been incredible all season long. I'm surprised he wasn't an all-star, seeing as how his stats have been really good this year. As Shanuel's over towards the Braves dugout, he will not make the play. I don't know how that didn't get caught. Jared Kelenic here for the Braves. This one's going to be hit through the gap, and it will hold the runner up at third due to the fact I don't think the runner knew that Neto wasn't going to be able to make a play. And here's Ronald Acuna Jr., 0 for 4, but the most dangerous player on the field right now. Tanner Scott's in a little bit of a jam here in the 11th inning. Oh my gosh, that's a slider that I think Acuna would have crushed if he knew it was coming. And he's going to go down swinging on the 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Tanner Scott. And just like that, we're a ground ball from an inning-ending double play. We're going to go with the bunt. This one's going to be popped up. Oh, Hoppy there to make the play. And it's going to be 2 down. I can't believe you're going to bunt with Matt Olson. Matt Olson, one of the best hitters in baseball, and you're going to bunt with him in that situation. It doesn't get any easier here. Austin Riley to the plate now. He's 3 for 5. Another one of those really good hitters. Thinking about just Pitching around him here. Shanuel's going to make the play. And he's going to take it to the bag. It's a not really a 1-2-3 inning, but a very good inning by Tanner Scott as we go to the bottom of the 11th with a chance to win it. Mickey Moniak, 1 for 4. 12 bombs on the season. Of course, we hit a walk-off home run with him a couple of episodes ago. Wisdom there on second. Has decent speed. 60 speed, 31 steal. I think I'm going to keep him out there as opposed to pinch running. Here's the 1-1 from Marquez as Moniak is going to foul this one away. And knuckle curve is a pretty good pitch for Marquez. Here's the 1-2. Moniak stays alive, fouling away the sinker. Moniak has worked the count full at 2-2 here. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Marquez has pretty much thrown everything that he has as the count now goes full. Luis Rengifo on deck, 248 average with runners in scoring position. This is a hitter's pitch right here for Mickey Moniak. Here's the pitch from Marquez. Moniak's going to hit this one right at Acuna for the first out. Very well hit ball. Unfortunately, just hit it right to Ronald Acuna. As here's Luis Rengifo. He's 0 for 4 on the day. Batting 6th for us. He's going to hit this one to the first baseman. Can Rengifo outrun him? No, he can't. And here is Zach Neto. 1 for 3 on the day. I'm thinking about doing a pinch hit here. We got J.D. Davis and Andy Ibanez you could throw out there. I'm going to go ahead and pinch hit J.D. Davis here. 276 average. He's got pretty decent clutch here. As that one nearly hit him. And I'm not going to lie, you might have been able to hear it. But I definitely swung at that. J.D. Davis, if we have to go to the 12th inning, will not be playing short for us. He will be subbed out for Andy Ibanez. So that would take our bench to nobody. If we wanted to make a substitution, it'd have to be for a pitcher. As Davis is going to hit this one. Shallow center field. Will it get down? Yes, it does. And the Angels will walk it off. J.D. Davis, welcome to Anaheim. That's a very good bloop single for J.D. Davis. That gives us the win. Hopefully that can get us back on our winning ways. It's been tough sledding here since the All-Star break. And it feels good to get a victory against one of the best teams in baseball. 2 hits for Mike Trout in today's game. And there was a home run by Alec Boehm. That's number 20 on the season. He's had himself a very good year. And then looking at the pitching, it took everybody. It was a full team effort in this one except for Andrew Wantz. Robert Stevenson allowed 2 earned. Jordan Montgomery must have gotten hurt because he didn't even make it a full inning. Jimmy Herget had to take over. Then Ronnie Enriquez did a really good job with 4 strikeouts. Full team effort in this one here. There was only 2 players that didn't get into the game in this situation other than starting pitchers. So Jordan Montgomery is injured. He'll be out for 1 to 2 weeks. We'll go ahead and put him on the 15-day injured list. And I know exactly who I want to call up. Chase Cheney, welcome back up to the big league level. If you guys remember last year, Chase Cheney in 61 innings was incredible. A 2.35 ERA, the whip below 1. A 1.2 WAR. He didn't give up home runs. He didn't walk that many batters. The K per 9 was even in a pretty decent spot. And he's done really good at AAA. I don't know, can't see his stats now, but he was playing really well. So he's going to get the call up, and he'll take over for Jordan Montgomery. Game 2 here against the Atlanta Braves. And I want to get a player lock game in with Kemp Alderman as we are down 4-1. As Griffin Canning is struggling here to start this game out. Owen Miller, 234 average up now for the Braves as he's going to hit this one. It will be a base hit. Yeah, you know, whenever you do player lock and you get your first appearance with the player that you're using and you see the score is 4-1, I mean, that sucks. Kemp Alderman, of course, the Rule 5 pickup before this season has been incredible for us. The average is dipping a little bit as he has been in a little bit of a slump. But 13 home runs. Looking to see some more development, you know. Kind of disappointing that we haven't seen more development out of him. It definitely does seem like his attributes have not really gone up too much. As he's ahead in the count 2-1, and that's the perfect pitch. And I check swing. So 2-2 count upcoming for Kemp Alderman as he's going to watch a fastball not really challenge the zone. Count is full. This is a hitter's count. I said it in the last game with Mickey Moniak. And that's a slider that Kemp Alderman just missed. 3-2 count to Alderman, and he just misses the slider again. Ynoa is throwing some crazy pitches there as Alec Bohm with an RBI cuts the lead down to 2. We still have a chance in this game. It's not like the score was 14-1. Man, Ynoa is throwing that slider, and Kemp Alderman just can't figure it out. As Alderman's going to hit this one on the ground to the shortstop, Arcia. Here is the play. That will end the 4th inning. Can our offense produce some more runs here to cut into this lead? Not yet. They haven't. Griffin Canning working into the 6th here. Austin Riley to the plate. As it's going to be 6 innings for Griffin Canning, allowing 4 earned. You know, he bounced back. He gave up the 4 in the 1st inning, I do believe. He definitely did bounce back as we go bottom 7. Ynoa still working in to this one. 2 outs away from completing 7 innings of work. As Alderman's going to roll this one over to Austin Riley. 2 outs as Alderman is 0 for 3. As the Braves are going to win this game, as Sean Murphy had a 3-run bomb to make the lead 7-2. Not cut the lead, but our entire offense was our first 3 hitters. Luis Rengifo with 2 hits, Trout and Bohm as well with 2 hits. Other than that, everybody kind of sucked in this game. Griffin Canning, like I said, did bounce back a little bit, but Ronnie Enriquez, maybe time to see him go down, as he has struggled a little bit. So unfortunately though, Ronnie Enriquez has used up all of his options. So we can try and send him down. First, let's see if we send him down here. We should be able to, yeah, because he used up one of his options during the spring. So we are going to send Ronnie Enriquez down. He'd been playing extremely well at AAA. Has struggled a little bit since getting the call up. Jose Soriano is going to be coming back up to the big league roster. He struggled for sure, but Enriquez has struggled. So let's give Jose Soriano a little bit of an opportunity here. He's going to be our 4th middle relief guy. So, or never mind. I guess he'll be our 3rd middle relief guy. And then down at the AAA level, we're going to have Ronnie Enriquez back into that closing role. And don't worry, Eric Ma is probably going to get the call up in September. He's probably going to be one of our September call-ups, as we've split the 2 games of the series here against the Braves, trying to win it, and we do 3-2 in the finale. So a series win, hopefully getting us back on the right track. Alec Bohm with 3 hits, Andy Ibanez with 2. A home run for Christian Bethancourt. That pickup has been very good. I mean, when we had, you know, I can't even remember what his name was. Elias Diaz. Holy crap. You wouldn't believe how long it took me to think of his name. But when we had Elias Diaz, he was not good. Christian Bethancourt has been a lot better as a backup catcher, and he has position flexibility. So he helps the team out in different, circumstances. As Fernando Guillen gives us a very solid 6 innings of work. Chase Silseth's really good outing as well out of the bullpen. And Robert Stevenson, in his contract year, did a pretty good job. His ERA has struggled this season. Robert Stevenson has not been as good as you would like. But something I wanted to show you guys that is still really crazy to me is Chase Silseth remains 3rd place in Cy Young voting at the moment. Kind of crazy to think about as a long relief pitcher, but 130 strikeouts. He had 159 in 2024. That was a year where he actually started. This has easily been his best season so far. He is on pace to top his WAR from 2024. The Ks are up, the walks are up, but the home runs are lower, and the FIP is lower as well. As we win the series against the Braves, and now we're going to be taking on the Chicago White Sox, a team that we won a series against a week ago. Trying to do the same thing here as game 1, top of the 9th with 2 outs. We're going to drop that one 1-0. So the pitching did a really good job. Our offense just went cold as Alec Bohm has another multi-hit game. John Means, really good start for us. The offense just couldn't help us out. Game 2, we win 3-1, and game 3, we'll win 9-4. Looking at game 2 here, 2 hits for Mike Trout, home run for Luis Rengifo and Patrick Wisdom. Michael King with an excellent start, 7 strikeouts. Andrew Wantz picks up the save. And in the finale, 3 hits for Rengifo, Bohm, and Wisdom. 2 hits for J.D. Davis. And 2 home runs for Patrick Wisdom. So look out, he might be getting hot. Chase Chaney, not a bad start. 6 innings, 4 earned. Yeah, really not that bad of a start. 6 strikeouts. I can live with it, especially when our bullpen can come in and do its thing. As Jose Soriano, that's a good way to welcome yourself back to the big league level. So that's 3 series victories in a row. We're 13 back in the American League West, and we are now 2 games up on the Red Sox for the American League wild card spot. And of course, we have to play the Red Sox at the end of this month. But now we're set to take on the Cincinnati Reds. First game, we win 9-6. 3 hits for Nolan Schanuel. A 5-for-5 day for Andy Ibanez. This guy has been amazing all season. Christian Bethancourt with a home run, as well as Alec Boehm. Griffin Canning struggled, but our bullpen helped us out. Chase Silseth, Scott, and Wentz. But we need to talk about how good Andy Ibanez has been. 160 at-bats, only 43 games, but he's been the best bench player, utility player you can imagine. That guy can play every position in the infield. He's got a 313 average, 809 OPS, a 1.8 WAR as a bench player. Andy Ibanez has been very good all season long. Fernando Guillen on the mound here against the Cincinnati Reds. 8-3, and Robert Stevenson is going to be out for a couple of days. And we did get beat 3-8 against the Reds here. Austin Hayes with 2 hits. Another home run for Patrick Wisdom. Fernando Guillen got shelled, along with Chase Silseth and Robert Stevenson. The goal is to eventually make the playoffs so I can start playing full games. I don't want to do these types of videos all the time. I would like to be able to play full games, but I'm really trying to get through Season 3 here. And I have a lot of fun recording the videos in this style. I think full games could be fun if it was playoff games. But, you know, these regular season games, I like to just simulate and kind of check out how everybody's been doing. As we're looking to win the series here against the Cincinnati Reds. We're 65-59 on the season. So far, off to a pretty decent start here in August, as it's going to be Patrick Wisdom with the bases juiced here at Great American Ballpark against Andrew Abbott. This one's going to be hit on the ground. This is going to be a double play here. 1 run will score for the Angels, but man, 105 off the bat just feels like an opportunity wasted. But Mike Trout turns around and hits a 3-run bomb to make it 5-0 as Clayton Kershaw is onto the game already. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot Clayton Kershaw has the most whack windup you can ever imagine. Looking at Patrick Wisdom, though, since returning from injury, he's got 18 home runs in 69 games. I don't know if we can see his home run percentage or anything like that. Not here we can't. Or no, here we go. At-bats per home run, 14.9. So had he not gotten hurt, he was probably going to have an MVP caliber season. That's how good Patrick Wisdom has been. As Kershaw has thrown 2 fastballs high in the zone here on Patrick Wisdom. And he's quickly down 0-2. He lays off the circle change, though, to make it 1-2. Great American small park is what Patrick Wisdom has to be thinking right now, especially against a pitcher that is left-handed, and he has a very Uncle Charlie breaking ball, as that's going to be a strikeout on Patrick Wisdom. As the Reds cut in the lead, 5-2. Kershaw's still into the game here for the Reds. As Wisdom is going to hit this one very well to center field. 107 off the bat. Like I said, Great American small park, as Patrick Wisdom gives us a 8-2 lead. When I first hit it, I thought it was going to be a shallow pop fly to center field. That's why I didn't say anything at first. You know, 107 off the bat, 439 feet. There's no reason that Wisdom should have took off sprinting the way he did. As the score's 10-3 now, as Andy Ibanez had an RBI, along with J.D. Davis. Another lefty. They're going to bring in another lefty to face Patrick Wisdom. That makes no sense. This one's going to be crushed to left center field. Yeah, don't bring in lefties to face this guy. Not to mention, that one right there didn't feel like it was a home run either when I first hit it. Holy crap, Patrick Wisdom is on a tear. 20 home runs. And the guy has missed like 2 months out of the season. 453 feet. 11-3. The score now for the Angels. Yeah, I mean, this guy is very good for us. So 2 home runs already for Patrick Wisdom. Can he hit his 3rd here in the 8th inning as he swings through the fastball? Yeah, this guy crushes lefties, and the fact that they continue to bring in lefties to face him is just crazy to me. You know, there for a second when Wisdom got hurt, and, you know, when he first came back, he did start off a little slow. I thought, well, maybe we're going to have to think about not picking up his option after the season. Well, that has changed now. Because every time I swing with this guy, I feel like I hit a home run. The count is going to go full here, and this is a perfect opportunity for Patrick Wisdom to hit his 3rd home run of the day. Here's the pitch. And that was it, had I not swung a little bit too early. I mean, it's like playing in a home run derby when you're playing at Great American Ballpark with Patrick Wisdom. As he fouls away the 4-seam fastball to stay alive in the count. Pitch number 8 upcoming. As Eric Lauer, 68th pitch upcoming for him. He's got to be exhausted. This one's going to be hit down the line. Not a home run, but 113 off the bat. And Wisdom, just go back to first. No need in trying to get a double here. Let's just get the single. I know the double would have helped out the slugging a little bit, but it is what it is. As Logan O'Hoppe comes to the plate now. As he is 1 for 2 on the day. As O'Hoppe's going to hit this one to shallow center field. Oh, not very shallow. Hit pretty well, but will be caught by Will Benson to end the top half of the 8th. As we're going to pick up the victory. Had we blown that right there, I would have been pretty heated, to say the least. A 3-hit day for Patrick Wisdom. 2 hits for J.D. Davis along with Mike Trout. John Means gave us a pretty decent start. Chase Silseth picks him up at the end. A stolen base for J.D. Davis, and Mike Trout was caught stealing. And then the 7th error of the season for Alec Bohm. But another series win, you can't be mad at that. As now we're set to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have been to 3 straight World Series. As we're going to win this game 5-1. Austin Hayes, 3 hits, along with J.D. Davis. So J.D. Davis, that acquisition has been very good. 3 doubles for Austin Hayes. Michael King gives us a very good start. Andrew Wantz picks up save number 31. Well, since sending Sean Skinner down to AAA, he has been incredible with a 338 average. You know, like I said, I think he's probably going to get the September call-up, along with Eric Mott, who the game is telling me, call this guy up. 2.77 ERA, 1.28 whip at the AAA level. He's seeing attribute increases pretty much everywhere. I'd love for him to increase his velocity, though. He just really doesn't throw that hard. Eric Mott will get the call up sooner rather than later. Probably could have called him up and then put Robert Stevenson on the IL. Chose not to do that, but it is what it is. Okay, we did look at the box score of this game. Game 2 here against the Diamondbacks, we're going to drop 3-6. As it was Chase Chaney on the mound. Yeah, he struggled a little bit. Jose Soriano allowing 2 earned as well. Well, the finale here against Arizona. Walker Buehler on the mound. We're going to get a player lock game yet again here as we try to win another series. And I think I want to get this player lock game in with Mike Trout. 299 average. Could potentially get that average to go above 300 after this game right here. A lot more hot streaks now as opposed to cold streaks. Only Kemp Alderman and Logan O'Hoppe on cold streaks. Speaking of Kemp Alderman, he's now hitting 210. He hasn't hit a home run in a while. He hasn't really done anything in a while. Maybe time to take him out of the starting lineup. As we go top 1 here, Walker Buehler on the mound. An incredible pitcher. Going to look to do anything we can to take advantage of him. As the Diamondbacks are 68 and 59, they hold that number 1 wild card spot. They're looking to return to the World Series for the 4th straight season. Yeah, when I first started this franchise, I didn't think that the Arizona Diamondbacks... Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't crush that. I wouldn't have thought that the Arizona Diamondbacks would be the team that have been to back-to-back World Series in the franchise. 3 straight World Series, if you count the previous year to the franchise beginning. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't have predicted that it had been Orioles Diamondbacks in both World Series in a row, as I'm talking too much as Mike Trout goes down swinging. Runner on first here for Trout. He's 0 for 1 after the strikeout in his first at-bat. Man, I'm taking some ugly hacks at the moment now. And even with the year that Mike Trout has been having here, it's crazy to think that he's seeing so much rating regression. Obviously, it's due to the age and how long he's been playing, but the stats kind of override that part of this video game. You know, when he's continuing to play well, there's no reason for him to have rating hits. As here's the 2-2 from Buehler. Oh my gosh, just early on it. Probably could have given us the lead here in the 3rd inning. There's some players on this team that I love to hit with. Mike Trout's one of them. Patrick Wisdom, of course. Oh my gosh, I sat back on it a little too late. As this one's going to be caught for the final out. Bottom three now, 3-2 count. Emmanuel Rivera up. It's Griffin Canyon on the mound. He has struggled this season. This one's going to be hit back up the middle for a base knock. The runner's going to try and go to third. Here's the throw. The AI is dumb. Perfect throw by Mike Trout. Gets the runner at third. I don't know why the AI makes those decisions. It makes no sense to me. As now it's Trent Grisham to the plate now for the Diamondbacks. As this one's going to be hit back up the middle. Let's see if this runner does it here. I mean, I'm throwing the ball before the runner has even touched second base. I mean, that right there, you don't have to throw the ball offline. We take the lead 1-0. You just have to lob it to the third baseman. You can get the runner out. I'm literally throwing the ball before the runner even touches second. Going to try and break this game open here in the top of the fifth with 2 runners on. One swing could definitely break this one open. I'm just late on too many pitches here. As Trout's going to break it open a little bit. 1 run will score. Could we see another run score? Here's the throw in. He's rounding third. The throw to the plate. And the runner is going to be nailed to end the top half of the fifth. But a 2-0 lead now for the Angels. As Griffin Canyon's working on a pretty good outing here. Lourdes Gurriel batting 7th for the D-backs. Is going to hit this one. And it's going to fall for a base knock. I don't know if I could have made that play. Top 8. As we're still ahead 2-0 in this game. And the sidearm pitcher comes in. That's great. This might be the best swing I've ever had against one of them. And Trout's going to go yard. 3-0 the Angels lead. That's the first home run I think I've ever hit against a sidearm pitcher in MLB the Show. Not this MLB the Show. MLB the Show, period. As Mike Trout hits home run number 29. You know, the ball kind of flies here in Arizona here. That was not hit very hard off the bat. The launch angle was probably very high. Yeah, 96 off the bat. I mean, the ball flies in Arizona. As Trent Grisham hits a solo home run, but we're going to take the lead, take the victory, and we're going to win another series. So this is the perfect month so far. As Griffin Canyon gave us an excellent game. 8 1/3, only allowing 1 earned, 5 strikeouts as Andrew Wantz picks up save number 32. 2 hits for J.D. Davis and Luis Rengifo as well. As J.D. Davis is trying to get that average up to 300. Speaking of 300, Mike Trout now has a 301 average. This guy ages like fine wine. I wish I liked him as much as I do in the series in real life. In the series, I love Mike Trout. In real life, I just kind of think he's a little overrated. I know I'm probably going to get crucified for that. But when you look at his stats here in this season, the guy has been incredible. 29 home runs, almost as many doubles as he had a year ago. He's only 7 home runs away from topping what he did a year ago. The RBIs are already higher. He's not walking as much. He is striking out more. The OPS at 958. Yeah, he's been really good for us this season. A 5.5 WAR. Only reason that's not higher is because he did play DH a little bit when Patrick Wisdom was injured. Well, we're 11 games back of the Astros, and we are now the top wildcard team yet again. Feels good, but we have our toughest series of the season here, upcoming against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game 1, bottom of the 7th. Shanuel has 2 home runs, and we're going to win Game 1 here. And that was against Shohei Ohtani, I do believe. Let's see. Shohei Ohtani was on the mound. He gave him 6 innings, 4 earned. So the former Angel kind of gets rocked a little bit. 2 hits for Shanuel. 2 of them were home runs. Ohapi and Rengifo also hitting home runs. As Fernando Guillen had a pretty decent day, but it was Chase Silseth kind of playing hero a little bit. As we win that one 5-4. As we have 69 wins on the season. As the Angels have 27 guys on their active roster. And that would be because Jordan Montgomery is healthy again. That means we're going to be sending Chase Chaney down. He didn't really play that well after getting the call up. He'll go down to AAA again. If we need him, though, he's always there as an option. Game 2 here against the Dodgers, and we're going to win this one 7-1. So in the Los Angeles versus Los Angeles series, we're going to win it. As Luis Rengifo and Logan Ohapi each with 2 hits. Alec Boehm with a home run. It was John Means with an excellent start. Only 2 strikeouts, but he picks up the victory. Tanner Scott picks up save number 7. Bobby Miller on the mound for the Dodgers. Let me think about who I want to get a player lock game in with here. Well, we called him back up to the big league roster at the beginning of this episode. And since we've done that, we've started playing really well. So we're going to get a player lock game in with Austin Hayes, 235 average. You know, there's a good chance that, you know, if he struggles next year, we might just DFA him and eat that contract and make room for somebody else, because you can't keep around a guy who is making your team worse. And that's why I sent Sean Skinner down, because he really wasn't helping us out that much. But at least he didn't have a negative WAR. Austin Hayes, on the other hand, has a negative WAR. Looking at the offense here, we have a 200 batting average, and our pitching, we've only allowed 5 earned. As we're looking for this series sweep here against our city rivals in the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's Michael King on the mound here, 3.95 ERA. He has had a season full of ups and downs, but he's had a pretty solid season overall. Strikeout rate pretty high, walk rate pretty low. As Luis Rengifo gave us a 1-0 lead, then the Dodgers responded with a run of their own. As we go bottom 2, Bobby Miller, the flamethrower, on the mound for the Dodgers. As we're going to roll this one over to Mookie Betts, the shortstop, for the second out of the inning. Taylor Ward, the former Angel, batting 6th here for the Dodgers. I'm kind of curious here. How has he been performing? Not too bad. 11 home runs, the OPS 732. And that's why I, traded him last season, is because he was just extremely mediocre. But in return, what did we get? We got a pretty mediocre player in Austin Hayes. So, devil's advocate in that situation. As this one's going to be hit by Ward. Hayes is there to make the play. They're effectively the same player. Andy Paje is batting 8th here for the Dodgers. 235 average. As he's going to hit this one. Hayes barely has to move, as that's going to end at the top half of the 4th. 1-1 the score. As there's a runner on second here. Looks like it's Patrick Wisdom. One thing I will give Austin Hayes credit with here is he's got pretty good clutch. 87 clutch. As that's an ugly pitch to swing at. That was never going to be a strike. As Hayes is going to give us the lead here. This one will be an RBI base hit. 2-1. The Angels will lead. That's what you need if you're Austin Hayes. That right there will get you back on track here. You spent some time down at the AAA level when at this point in your career you probably weren't expecting it. Maybe that's exactly what he needed here. 2-2 count up coming to Nolan Shanuel as he's going to go down and swing in the 4th inning. But it's a 2-1 lead for the Angels. Make it 2-2 now. And it's Shohei Ohtani up. Gavin Lux with an RBI single. Chase Sale at the end of the game. This is a Cy Young candidate. This is probably who you want on the mound in this situation. This one's hit deep. Back to the warning track, and it will be ran down by Austin Hayes for the first out. Bottom 7, score 2-2. It's a dramatic game here. Bobby Miller still on the mound. And this one's going to be hit down the line for a base hit. Austin Hayes with his 2nd hit of the day. And that's a leadoff base hit here in the bottom half of the 7th. It is the 8 and 9 hitters upcoming here. But Nolan Shanuel is a guy who can definitely hit one in the gap here. Probably not very likely he hits a home run. And this one's going to be chopped to the second baseman, Lux. He only has one play to first. As Hayes is in scoring position here in the 7th inning. Here's a 1-2 count up coming to Neto. He's going to hit this one to the shortstop, who will make the play. Well, Luis Rengifo, he's 1 for 3 on the day. A base hit would give us the lead here in the 7th inning. As Rengifo is going to go down swinging. That's an ugly swing to finish off the 7th inning. Bottom 9, 2-2, Evan Phillips into the game for the Dodgers. Oh, that's an ugly swing. That's something that you can't swing at there, that sweeping curve. Let him hang one, though. Let him hang one across the middle. And he didn't do that. And I swung at it again. Quickly down 0-2, and he hasn't even thrown a pitch in his own. Here's a 2-2 upcoming from Evan Phillips as Hayes will go down swinging to finish off the 9th. We're going to extras here. I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity. Well, bottom 10, 7-2. That's pretty frustrating. Now I'm just curious who came in and blew that lead. Or not a lead, but who gave up 5 runs. The Dodgers will win this game 7-2 after a 5-run 10th inning. A little bit unfortunate. We do win the series, though. There's nothing to really hang your head about. We won the series, which is exactly what you want. But to answer that question, it was technically Robert Stevenson. There was an error at some point. They're also going to have Chase Silseth. For some reason, Chase Silseth comes in and continues to pitch into the 10th inning. I mean, we can make pitching changes. We can bring in Tanner Scott and Andrew Wentz. We don't have to keep Chase Silseth into the 10th inning. Well, keeping him in is what kind of screwed us, as we do lose that game. We do win this series, though, so like I said, there's nothing to hang your head about, because we're sitting at 70-61, 11 games back, but we are still the #1 wild card team, and the Royals are about 4 games back of us, so there's no reason we shouldn't, continue to stay exactly where we're at. But we have a couple of big series upcoming here. This one against the Boston Red Sox is the biggest series of them all. One thing I should mention here is I was looking at the contract extension page, and there's really nobody on here that I'm looking to extend at the moment. I think the way the team is at the moment is the way it's going to be. Maybe you could extend Mickey Moniak, but I think when his contract is up, when his time is up here for us, I think that's going to be the last you see of Mickey Moniak in an Angels uniform, potentially, unless he goes crazy next season. But it's the Boston Red Sox as we win the first game 8-1. Off to a really good start here in the series. 3 hits for Patrick Wisdom, 2 for Hayes, Trout, and Rengifo. It's Trout and Wisdom with home runs. A plethora of doubles as Jordan Montgomery gives us 7 innings, allowing only the 1 earn. And Caleb Ferguson goes 2 innings. Welcome back, Jordan Montgomery, by the way, as Griffin Canyon's on the mound here against the Red Sox. 6-5, we win this one. It's another series victory as Bohm, Moniak, and Ohapi all go yard. Griffin Canyon, 6th inning, allows 3 earn. Caleb Ferguson, Robert Stevenson, Tanner Scott, and Andrew Wentz finished the game off with 3 innings strong, allowing 1 earn with 3 strikeouts. Another victory here for the Angels. And I think this one right here, I want to go into a quick manage. I never really do this, but I think that's what I'm going to do for this finale against the Red Sox. A solo shot by Luis Rengifo in the bottom of the first to kick off the game. Mike Trout responds with a double, and Ohapi can't get him across, as Tristan Casas starts the 2nd inning off with a double. Another double for Alex Verdugo, as Fernando Guillen's running into some trouble, but back-to-back strikeouts gets him out of the inning, as Logan Ohapi's going to double and score Alec Bohm, as that's going to give us a 2-1 lead here, as Fernando Guillen working into the top of the 5th, gives up a walk followed by a single, and now it's Rafael Devers flying out to finish off the top half of the 5th. It's Nolan Shanuel leading off with a ground out, a fly out by Neto, and Rengifo will fly out as well. A 3-run bomb by Vaughn Grissom gives the Red Sox a 4-2 lead, and I think I'm going to make a pitching change here, bring in Jimmy Herget. Picks up a strikeout followed by a ground out. A solo shot for Patrick Wisdom cuts into the lead. Jimmy Herget, we're going to give him the ball here in the 7th. He gives up a leadoff single, a stolen base, another single as the Red Sox get that run back. As we're going to go ahead and take Herget out. There's a triple. It's a 3-run triple, followed by a double. And I think at this point, we can probably wrap this one up. A 2-run bomb cuts the lead down to 4 by Mike Trout. I'm going to go out on a limb to say that's not going to matter, as I guess we'll bring in Jose Soriano here in the 9th inning, as he picks up a 1-2-3 inning. There's a strikeout, a flyout, and Austin Hayes will single. A 2-run bomb by Nolan Shanuel. Maybe we still have some life with 2 outs. Can Neto get on base? He does. He singles. And I'm going to go ahead and enter the game here with Luis Rengifo, as that's a hearty swing by Luis Rengifo. Swing and a miss. 9-7 the score as we're down to our final strike. Rengifo stays alive, fouling away the cutter. Here's the 1-2. It's going to miss the zone. 2-2 upcoming as Winkowski looking to get that final strike here for the Red Sox. They desperately need this game. Rengifo fouls away the circle change to stay alive. With the Red Sox losing this one right here, that might drop them out of the wild card race. for a little while, maybe a series or two. And that's going to be called strike 3. I know that you have to protect the plate in that situation, but that is a terrible call. It's Fernando Guillen credited with the loss as he struggled in this game. Boston with 8 runs in the 6th and 7th inning, and that was the difference. We gave Boston a fight, though. That is for sure one thing. And one thing that I wanted to mention as well is I know that I haven't done too many pitcher player lock games, and I think the reason for that, is they do take about 20 minutes as opposed to a hitter's player lock game only takes about 5 minutes. And I can get more done if I don't player lock pitchers. I think that I definitely do want to do that, as I've been recording this episode for about an hour now as we hit our last series here against the Texas Rangers. Maybe we get one in with Jordan Montgomery because he has been really solid all season long with a 3.65 ERA. John Means has also been really good as well. But in this game right here against Jacob deGrom, I'm going to get a player lock game in. Give me Nolan Schanuel. I think he's been playing pretty decent. 11 home runs on the season, 270 average. Our whole lineup has been pretty solid all season. It's been that one outfield spot that we've really struggled to come up with an identity. It's that Austin Hayes, Mickey Moniak, platoon outfield spot. As we're quickly down 2-0 here against the Rangers. Wyatt Langford and Jonah Heim gives them a 2-0 lead. Schanuel has 11 home runs, which is 4 shy of his career high. 270 average. The on-base has gone up. It was lower at the beginning of the season. OPS at 778. He has been a positive WAR player. This is his best season of his career, according to WAR. As he's going to hit this one in the gap. It's going to be a double to lead off the top half of the third here for Nolan Schanuel. Should I try and turn this into a triple? Nope, I thought about it. I think that was the right call to not get silly with it. As here is Zach Neto hitting 9th for us. 252 average. I'm going to be honest with you. With Nolan Schanuel and Zach Neto, these are two guys that I am looking to replace in the near future. I just think they're solid players, but they don't provide enough with their bat. Schanuel, I think, does a little bit more just due to his plate discipline. But Zach Neto is like a 240, 250 average guy. Doesn't really walk a ton, doesn't really hit for a lot of power. And as we're going to try and score on this one, here's the throw to the plate as Schanuel is going to score to give us a 1-run disadvantage. I wanted to say 1-run advantage. Right now we're down 4-7. Wisdom hit a 3-run bomb, but it's not going to matter because we gave up a grand slam. Schanuel hits this one back up the middle. An excellent play by Seager. It's still only the 4th inning, so we can certainly make some moves here. As Chase Silseth is already called into the game here. Should we go home with this? Well, no. That's going to be a base knock for the Rangers. Seager is going to try and go to third on the throw, and he's safe. 8-4, the Rangers lead. And it's 9-9 all of a sudden. Trout with a 2-run bomb. Davis and Hayes both with RBIs. What a crazy game here. 9-9. Schanuel grounds this one to the first baseman. It's going to be a double play. I'm sorry, but you can't roll over a curveball that's left hanging in the zone. You can't do it. 12-9. This pitching has sucked today. As Schanuel is going to pop this one up to the third baseman. One away here in the 8th as we have a 3-run deficit. We tried, but we came up short. 22 combined runs in this game. Logan O'Hoppe hitless along with Zach Neto. Home runs for Trout and Wisdom. As John Means struggled, Chase Silseth and Jimmy Herget struggled as well. And it's been our bullpen that's kind of left us hanging a little bit. Speaking of Zach Neto, I think I want to get a player lock game in with him. This free agency class upcoming really isn't going to provide too many shortstops to think about. That's something to think about. But the Texas Rangers are 69-66, I just realized. So they're trying to make a push for the playoffs. But yeah, this upcoming free agent class doesn't really provide too much at the shortstop position. So it would be a little difficult to try and replace Zach Neto. And we don't really have anybody in the farm system who could do it, as that's an excellent play out and left to finish off the top of the second. as the Rangers have a 1-0 lead. Wyatt Langford with a solo shot. Jonah Heim here. Can we try and get out of the inning? Neto Fields throws to first. Final out. 1-0. The Rangers lead. And now we're getting beat 6-0. Yeah, I mean, our pitching has really sucked against these guys. And I can't even see the ball. The batter's eye out there in center field is like bright green at the moment because of the sun. And so I can't really see the ball as it comes in. And I swung. So unfortunately, it does look like we're going to lose the series here against the Rangers. We had an excellent month of August. And pretty much every series except for one series we won. Make that 2 now. But we have played pretty well. And I think we've given ourselves a true shot here to maybe make a playoff push. And also, if we do make the playoffs, I think the best way of going about that is post-commentary videos. Because if I do live commentary videos, they're just going to take too long. I think it'd be a lot better to be able to record videos at night when everybody in the house is sleeping. And then I can turn around and do some post-commentary after the fact. I think that'd be the way to go. And I think we could cover a lot more ground doing that. It's just something to think about. I know it would be a little foreign to this series as I have done nothing but really live commentary. But maybe that's something we could think about. There's no rules saying that I can't switch up the way I do content. Especially when I get 60 viewers per video. Like I said, there's no reason to not try and switch it up a little bit and try something new. If we go to the playoffs, I think it'd be better to do that. Because say we make a World Series run, for example, that's 2 games in a wild card, then 3 games. Like, these are just sweeps. Say they all went the distance. It'd be 3 games, then 5 games, then 7. There's no way I could do live commentary. If I did live commentary, it would take me way too long. I think that I'd have to try and... What am I trying to say here? I think I would try and focus on that series. So if we go to the wild card, that episode would be the wild card series. The next episode would be the division series. Wild card series episode and World Series episode. Something like that. I don't know. Just an idea. As Trout and Wisdom both go yard, but our pitching struggled in this one. Michael King allowing 6 earned. So the goal right here is to do anything to salvage this series against the Rangers and not get swept. And I'm going to get a player lock game in with Jordan Montgomery, who won a World Series with this same Rangers team a year ago. I think that's the move here. Like I said, the Rangers are making a playoff push as they're 70-66. We've been good enough to be second place in the AL West for pretty much the entire season. Well, the Rangers are trying to put an end to that. As Leody Taveras is going to kick this game off with extra bases. Out there rolling in left field makes no sense because now you're going to allow a triple to lead this game off. Take a better angle next time and just make the play. You turned what would have been a double into a triple and now an easy scoring opportunity for the Rangers to kick off this game. Here's the 1-2 to Evan Carter as he lays off the high fastball. 2-2 is in there for strike 3. 1 away. Jordan Montgomery going to try and get out of this leadoff triple. Corey Seager batting third here for the Rangers as he will give the Rangers the lead on a RBI single. Wyatt Langford crushes this one deep to left field, but the play will be made. 2 away. Jonah Heim will hit this one on the ground to Rengifo to finish off the first inning. It's 1 run for the Rangers following the leadoff triple. We're unable to get anything back in the top half of the second as Nathaniel Lowe will hit this one. Zach Neto with an excellent play, and he makes the play. See, Zach Neto's defense is something that certainly is valued on this team. As here's Adolis Garcia. 26 home runs on the season, as he has 6 home runs against us on the season. Garcia hits this one on the ground to Bohm, who will make the play. What do you guys think about that accent? Here's Ezekiel Duran, 203 average. He's going to hit this one deep to right center. It's back, and it is gone. 2-0 Rangers lead. You can't allow a guy who has 5 home runs all season to go yard on you like that. Just frustrating. Definitely frustrating. And this whole series against the Rangers has been frustrating. We were 20-4 against our division opponents at one point, and now we're about to get swept. Play is made by Trout, but it's 2-0 lead for the Texas Rangers, and our offense is showing no signs of getting going in this game. This one's going to be hit to Neto as Tavares is retired to kick off the home half of the third. Bohm with an exceptional play. Not going to be able to make the play, though, as Evan Carter with that blazing 95 speed is going to be able to reach. But it's Corey Seager to the plate now. Would love to turn 2 here to get out of the third inning. Here's an opportunity. Nope, going to be another base hit for Seager. Here comes the throw to third. Not in time. 2-0. Or I should say runners on the corner. Score's always been 2-0 this inning. It's Wyatt Langford up now. And that's going to be another RBI for the Rangers. And Seager's going to try for third. The CPU loves to do that. And Trout just can't make the play. And Jonah Heim is going to crush this one. 6-0 the Rangers lead. And I'm going to go ahead and simulate the rest of this outing. As a matter of fact, they should just take him out of the game. Yep, that's what they're going to do. Here comes Jimmy Herget. 7-0. The Rangers will win this game. And we get swept. And just like that, the Rangers are only one game back of us in the wild card standings. We almost got no hit. Nolan Shanuel is the only guy that got a hit today. 3 hits. Yeah, Jordan Montgomery was not good. Caleb Ferguson allowed a run as well. I'm curious to see. Yeah, John Gray, the only guy he couldn't get out was Nolan Shanuel. 7-0. It's a sweep against the Rangers. And unfortunately, just not the result you wanted to see to end this month. Of course, we still have one more game in the month. But we're 11 games back of the Astros. The Rangers are right there on our tail. We're the second wild card team. We have about a 2.5 game lead on the Red Sox. And then you got the Orioles and the Mariners are right there as well. I'm not entirely worried. I am worried about how we have lost 4 games in a row, though. And the Rangers have won 3 in a row. We're 22-13 in the division, which is still the best division record in our division. The Rangers are easily with the worst. We definitely have an opportunity here. And looking at the remainder of our schedule here, we have the Astros, where you'd love to be able to split this series here. Then you have the Brewers, who have struggled. And then you have a 2-game series, my fault, against the Rockies, who are not a good team. A 4-game series against the Oakland Athletics, who are also not a good team. Then you got the Orioles, they're competing. And you have the Athletics again, who are also not good. And then you have the Mariners and the Astros to finish off the season. I am predicting that we could go on a little bit of a run here in the month of September. We're going to have to stay hot. And this series against the Astros is really going to make the difference. If we can split this series and then win the remainder of our series, we can maybe afford to lose the Orioles series, but we win the Mariners. We should be a playoff team. We have one more month to go, and we are nearly in September here. The next episode will be the entire month of September, so we're going to find out, are we a playoff team, or are we going to be missing out on the October Classic yet again? We have a 2.5 game lead on the Red Sox, which is good to see. A 3-game lead on the Baltimore Orioles. We're right there, prime for a playoff position here. The lineup has been pretty solid all season. Luis Rengifo with 19 home runs. Mike Trout with 33. Alec Bohm with a very solid season. Patrick Wisdom as well. Logan O'Hoppy's been iffy, I guess. J.D. Davis has been solid since bringing him in. Austin Hayes, pretty iffy as well. Nolan Shanuel's been solid. And then Zach Neto, kind of iffy. Andy Abanya has been excellent off the bench. Mickey Moniak, pretty solid season. Kemp Alderman has struggled. And then Christian Bethancourt has been a solid backup catcher for us. The lineup's been pretty solid. And then looking at the pitching here, Michael King, 4.17 ERA. Jordan Montgomery almost up there as well. Would love to see these ERAs drop as we get to the end of this season here. Chase Silseth and Jimmy Herget have been pretty solid in their long relief roles. Robert Stevenson has struggled. Ben Joyce has been decent. Jose Soriano has struggled. Caleb Ferguson's turned his season around. Tanner Scott and then Andrew Wantz doing their thing. So we do have September call-ups upcoming. And I'll just tell you right now, Sean Skinner will be getting the call up to the big league level. And then you are going to see the MLB debut of Eric Ma. He's at a 2.75 ERA, 1.27 whip at the AAA level. He's seeing rating increases. He's going to get the call up, and we'll see what he's made of. 72 and 65 is where we stand at the moment. We're going to try and make a playoff push. In the next episode, we'll find out, are we going to be making the playoffs for the first time in this series? I sure hope so, and I'd love to see you guys there. Have a good day, everybody.